great view they'll get. And we can hear the cheer echoing from the castle walls all the way here to us. And what a beautiful view of the great west door of the chapel, and greeted there by members of the Royal Gurkha Rifles who served alongside Prince Harry in Afghanistan. These are all servicemen who are personally known to Prince Harry, and it will mean a great deal. This is the lovely
thing about the entire event, their entire wedding. They know
bit's a personal connection.
Everyone's been picked. Yeah, they're all friends as they walk up those west steps.
Prince Harry baptised in this chapel back in 1984. He's entering the chapel now, being greeted by the Dean, Bishop David Connor, who's a former bishop to the armed forces, so everything makes sense in this royal wedding. That's a little nervous touch to the head there from Prince Harry, entering St George's Chapel as a single man, when we see him emerge from that door again as the Duke of Sussex. He will have his royal bride with him.
It was interesting, Robert, that they chose to spend their night, their evening together in a hotel.
Well, I think they wanted to sort of link. They wanted to bond as brothers, and this, of course, is this is something we've seldom seen ever before in the British royal family. A couple of brothers who are so very, very close to each other.
It's a bit later, but I do have it on my phone now. We're waiting now for the arrival of Her Majesty the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince of Wales, who has this principal role to play now when he will meet the bride halfway and guide her towards her new husband.
Let's go over to Mary.
Thank you, Julie. We are riveted here. We just cannot wait to get our first glimpse. And look, there we have Prince Edward, by count 7. He's really quite little still. And I've been joined by Chris Shipp, our royal editor. Still got a voice, Chris?
Still here, still able to talk. So if you can hear me, we'll keep going.
Look at Harry. What is William saying to him? If I were a lip reader, I would be having a look at that. He must be a little bit nervous.
I think we were saying yesterday, weren't we, when he did that walk around with the crowd, he didn't look nervous at all. He looked really relaxed. I think that's the first time we've seen that he's looking a little bit on edge there. We just saw him shift his position in his chair. You know, I think goodness knows what he's feeling right now. And obviously the seats behind him there are just waiting for Granny and Grandad, waiting for the Queen. And
of course nothing happens until we have the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh in place. This sort of ceremony, the royal family, and they do so well, don't they?
Well, this is what they do. I mean, they plant trees, they cut cakes, and they do royal weddings. And what you're seeing today is them doing what they do very well indeed. I mean, just, you know, look at them on there. They know what they're doing. They've got their positions. They are very comfortable. They're waiting for the Queen. And like behind us here, we're all waiting for the bridesmaids and the bride.
And the shot that we can see at the moment is the very, very beautiful and historic choir. Yeah. Explain about the choir, Chris.
It's worth explaining, actually, because St George's Chapel, it looks quite big from here, but the nave is what Meghan will first walk into. That's where most of the guests are going to be. But what we're looking at now is the choir, Q-U-I-R-E, right in the centre of there, and it's very, very intimate, and it's the home of the oldest Order of Chivalry, the Knights of the Garter. All the flags are above them as well. It's a most magical place. I mean, I've been in there several times since they announced this wedding, and also, as you mentioned before, we shouldn't really talk about this on weddings, it's also the burial place of many monarchs. You know, King Henry VIII's grave will have to be walked over, if I can put it like that, before she reaches the high altar. But there's so much history in there, and it's so condensed, it's almost pressing in on you. So much history.
And where George III is buried as well, and she